Here we go.
What it do? 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 What it do?
What it do? Blessings, 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 blessings. Salute.
Salute.
Yeah, man, we here Sunday. Kick off another
Mm-hmm.
week. About to be the end of the man. It's already August, dude.
I know, man. Time is flying, man. When you're busy,
It's already August, man.
time flying when you're busy. We've been doing a lot of recording, man. Oh, the crap. More to
Yeah.
come.
Yo, you got a birthday coming up, huh?
Yeah. In next week, you know what I mean? So, brother be 43, loving it, loving my 40s. Not afraid to say that. And man, just want to have more fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what we doing, man.
Somebody say the 40s is the new 30s. I said, nah, nigga, 40 is 40. You
40
feel
is
it.
40. Like, 40 teaches some things. Like when you're 40, like you start learning a lot about your body. You know, you start learning a lot about yourself.
Oh, you'll learn that your body teaches you.
There it is.
Motherfucker teaches you. Gee whiz.
So what we're gonna jump on today, man? I mean, what you got cooking? You know, I know you always.
I renamed it to propaganda. You know what I'm saying? I kind of want people to understand and get an understanding that the information that we provide or we give, ooh, that we provide and we give is not anything of misleading or is unfair to anything. You know what I'm saying? The information that we do give, we try to keep it very biased.
Yeah,
We try to keep it, in a lane where people can understand, especially to our viewers. We don't want to cheat you,
exactly.
anybody, in what we the information that we provide.
Come
And
on with
so,
it.
we just on this journey, with this thing, we learning as well. Everybody's learning,
Yeah,
you know.
we're all virgins to this process. I will agree with that.
Right.
Oh, look at that pretty ice.
It's wild, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's been the week is with this message and the videos and everything, it's fun. It's been informative. I've learned a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Same as I. Same as I. Especially with the amount of information that we bring in and push it to the table.
right. Exactly. So, um, like I said, man, we kick back, we sit back, relax, party yo down to the escape beat.
Oh, God. God damn. I tell you what, a good subject to talk about is the comeback.
Okay.
What is some of the actions of the recovery, the comeback? Now, if we talk about the recovery, but what is some of the signs of the comeback that we might get life as close to normal as possible? Keep in mind, we basing normal off of 2019, which is probably the last year that we're able to do anything the way that we did, right? Everything changed after that.
Right.
So I'm just interested to see where you're going to go, because you always come with some exquisite subjects. So just wondering where you're gonna go on this Sunday where we just kicking it.
Yeah. Right now, like I said, dialogue is. I mean, any dialogue is good. You know what I mean? And like I
Yes,
said,
sir.
I kind of like we just kind of like freestyling right now. You know what I'm saying? We going back like we was in the studio. We just what I'm saying. We don't force the song or anything. We just we just play around with the beat, and then once the beat drop, and once we get that part of it, like okay, let's take that right there, let's connect. You know what I'm saying? Like the far heartbeats. If you take this part and put it with that part,
And you put in the work, they'll merge together perfectly. They should.
Right.
If
Right.
you put in the work. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, just moving forward, you know what I'm saying? I think next week is going to be more. It's going to be a lot of more information. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be given. You know what I'm saying? And also receive, if that makes sense. If that makes sense at anything.
Yeah.
Because like I said, in August, what I want to do, I want me and my team, we're looking to build, to bridge a gap, for the youth. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Having a shoe drive and backpack drive, but right now I'm kind of, I'm kind of waving on things. I'm just seeing how things are going to go because right now here in Dallas, Texas, they had 200 and over 250 cases just in 24 hours from the Delta virus, Corona, just rising.
Right. And tell me if I'm right or wrong. It seemed like that the people that already by default that contracted this thing, it seemed like that they are first prospect to contract this new inversion. It's almost like they're because they have remnants that they are the first thing that this thing goes for. And we all know people that went for the shot and that had some bad results. Like most of us that went for the shot, that we went through a little rough time, bounce back, we're good to go. But you got those people that took the shot and they went through some complications. I mean, what do you say about that?
Well, like I say, and that's why I call it so propaganda, because that's a great point that you bring up. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Because you have now you got the NFL. They're saying that, well, you have to get the vaccine, or then games are going to be forfeited.
Ain't that some BS? Come on, man. Let's just be honest. I'm not a powerful man, but I know I'm going against the front office.
Propaganda.
Propaganda. Perfect name for this show. When you bring up the NFL, and when you say that the NFL is saying, because of this new CBA deal that they signed, mainly based on broadcasting, they're saying that, hey, if your team ain't fully vaccinated, and majority of them come up again with this problem, we're not going to make an example like we did Denver last year, where Denver didn't have nobody. You remember that shit? Mm-hmm. They took a dude who played quarterback a couple times in college.
Right. I mean, wide receiver, right? He played right.
And they stuck him out there like a sacrificial lamb. And this dude, hey, he did better than I thought he was going to do, but pretty much he got handled. Now they saying that if your team comes in default, we're just going to consider this a loss. You know how that's going to fuck up everything? Like, we ain't saying a loss based on competition. We're saying a loss based on something you cannot control.
We're talking about your paycheck now.
Because
if you don't play, you don't get paid.
There it is. Come on with it.
So if I'm in the locker room, I'm like, whoa, bro, you know what I'm saying? I get it. Now, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to do it, cool. But now you see, and that's what like I said, the propaganda, because they want the teammates to go against each other. I got my vaccine. Well, you don't want to get your vaccine, cool, but don't interfere with my money.
It's like a low level of what you're saying. It's like a low level of segregation.
Right.
We're going to do this low level of segregation. The mask against the unmasked, the shot against the unshot.
Right.
And we're saying that we're going to penalize you despite your belief.
Right.
And your freedom of belief.
Right.
If you're not complying, fuck all this compensating. We're just
Right.
gonna put it as a loss. It's your fault. Really?
Exactly.
So with all the chaos that's going on with this previous season that's coming up, with the draft picks, with the of course we heard about Aaron Rodgers, and he basically don't want to play for Green Bay. Like we knew this was coming. And we hear about Tommy Boy the Great down in Tampa Bay, and how he's making decisions and have the ability to make decisions. And then we're looking at these other teams, and it's like, man, one thing for certain though, if we was to jump on sports, no matter what team you are, you know, if you're in the NFC East or NFC period, you're going to have to deal with Tampa Bay. Come on, man. Tampa Bay is a scary pick. Like, you don't want to bet against them. With that defense?
Or with Tom Brady, I tell anybody, man, I'll never bet against Tom. I mean, if I just take the loss, I just take the loss. One thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to bet against Tom.
Hey, he take that shit personal, and he makes it happen. I tell you another guy that I won't bet against, since we just went that way.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady is one guy I won't bet against. And another guy, Russell Houdini Wilson. This dude, come on, we didn't think that deal was going to go through. Kind of similar to the Aaron Rodgers thing with Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind that this was cooking up with Seattle. We didn't know if they was going to trade him off, if they was going to write him off. We didn't know what was going to happen. And for some reason, they pulled it off, right? He's staying. Long as you got Russell Houdini Wilson, it's going to be interesting to see Seattle go against Tampa Bay or to see the Rams. I'm going to tell you this. They I watched the ESPN, little deals and whatever. And my opinion, I said this right off the bat. The team that has the most pressure in the NFL, when you talk about quarterback-coach relationship and the success that's expected to come by it, I would say the Rams with Matthew Stafford. What do you say?
Agree. I totally agree. Because, well, one, Akers, he just went out. He tore his ACL. So I was really looking forward to the Rams with that running game with Akers being last year. He been a rookie and coming in his first year. You know what I'm saying?
Making noise, right? This dude is something special.
You got Kupp coming in.
Yep.
You have that receiving core and that defense. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey on the back end. So that's who I'm going for in my NFC Championship. So my NFC Championship, I'm going with Tampa Bay and the Rams. And for my so going from there, so you spoke on the NFC, so I'm speaking on the AFC. You have a lot of you got. Honestly, you got the Browns that's coming through. The Browns, they're gonna look really.
Man, I can't believe you just said that. That's what I was thinking in my mind. I'm thinking that the sexy pick this year in AFC, it's not going to be Pittsburgh no more. It's going to be Cleveland. If you think about it, if Odell Beckham comes back stronger than ever,
right,
with Landry and just the weapons that they got offensively, because we know what they can do defensively. But offensively, if they can click, and it's the thing, you talking about a team that has two badass running backs, and Kareem Hunt
and Nick Chubb.
Oh man, I'm talking about, man, it's hard to bet against them. It's hard to bet against them.
And that offensive lines get stronger and stronger.
They got beef.
Right.
They got beef. I know everybody's talking about the Cowboys and their offensive line. I'm a Cowboys fan. And yeah, we're getting it back. But come on. I'm a Cowboys fan, I have to say. These guys been playing for a while, man. They've been beat up. But when you talk about Cleveland, and how young their team is,
Right.
and with the point that they have to prove, I really think with Baker Mayfield that if you get Odell Beckham back healthy,
Mm-hmm.
man, that's gonna be a tall order for whatever defense is playing against them.
Yep. And I go with them. I can't put them in the AFC Championship as of yet
Okay,
because you still got King Jackson over there. You know what I'm saying?
you
Over in
still got
Baltimore.
you got Lamar Jackson,
You
but
know
this
what
is
I'm
the
saying?
thing. This is the thing. In the playoffs, what it proved is how one-dimensional the Ravens have become. And this is my opinion. I think that Harbaugh is hindering Lamar Jackson. That's just me. That's my opinion. This guy has an arm like Michael Vick back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And we know he got the legs. But if you can put together complementary football, balanced
Right.
football, where you have a balanced running game and you have a balanced passing game, we know about their defense. We know
You
the
make a good
Ravens have
point.
been known for their defense. But
You
if
make
you can show more of Lamar as a passer, which keep him more fresh, because a lot of times, what a lot of people don't understand with these scrambling quarterbacks is a lot of times we look at the highlight films, right?
mm-hmm.
But what we don't see is how many times, because they're scrambling, that they run into problems. They run into a hit.
Right.
And I think that if I was the coach, play action, play action, play action. I mean, come on. What other way? If you got Lamar Jackson, it's play action, play action, play action, man. Like all day long.
Right.
How the defense is going to figure this out when you got a dynamic quarterback like Lamar Jackson, and
Agreed.
you got good running backs, you got good tight ends, you got good receivers. Now in the AFC, the team that I'm really questioning is Miami. I hate to say it. If you talk about the AFC, who has one of the biggest question marks? Then Miami.
I'll say Indiana, the Colts,
Oh, okay. They
because
got Phillip Rivers.
no, they got they have Carson Wentz now.
Right. Now, what I'm going to say is, I hate to say it,
They defense, they defense was ranked number one.
you had a greater chance with Phillip Rivers. And when you talk about a veteran that's been in the playoffs every year, I don't think as a front office, if it was me, I don't think I would have went with Carson Wentz. That's just me. That's my opinion.
Well,
I would have went all the way 10, as you say, 10 toes down with Phillip Rivers. Carson Wentz? Carson Wentz.
Phillip Rivers retired actually, so he retired.
Yeah.
So, but the head coach. So check this out. So is it Eric? Not Eric, right? But the head coach for the Colts, he was actually the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach the year that Carson Wentz had the MVP season.
Yeah.
That was a year that they won a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So they just matched up together. You know what I'm saying? Better. So I think that not Phillip Rivers, but Carson Wentz, he has a new start. He's back with the coach that gave him that Super Bowl or that the run, the MVP season, everything. And also they have a great defense and a great offensive line.
Okay, hold on.
I say this.
Hold on. I mean, when you say offensive line, come on. They had a pedigree.
That running game
hurt. I'm saying they had a pedigree with Andrew Luck. They got hurt, and you saw it coming. Like, if you don't invest in the offensive line, this dude is going to retire sooner than he's supposed to. Because the amount of sacks that this guy was taking and the
Phillip Rivers?
punishment. No, I'm talking about Andrew Luck.
Oh, gotcha.
So it makes you like the front office. What are y'all thinking? Protect your quarterback.
Right.
Is that not the number one rule in the NFL?
Oh no.
If you get a good quarterback, protect him. And we can't sleep on linemen because the past couple of years show, especially with this COVID, how important your depth chart needs to be when you talk about offensive line.
Right. And that brings me to my point of who I really see in the AFC Championship, which is my pick, is going to be Kansas City Chiefs.
Gotcha.
And the Buffalo Bills.
Wow. That is really different. So you're saying the sexy figure is going to be Kansas City Chiefs against Buffalo Bills. I think it's going to be Memphis.
Who?
Memphis in the NFC.
You said Memphis?
In the NFC. And I
Memphis?
think Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee, yo.
My bad. Tennessee.
Well, yeah,
I think it's going to be Tennessee with Tannehill.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
I think it's going to be Tennessee.
Okay.
Representing the NFC. And I think for the AFC, I really think that the sleeper in the AFC is not going to be what people think. I think in the AFC, my sexy pick is going to be between Cleveland and Baltimore. Baltimore just got a few things to work out with Lamar Jackson. Wow. And if they can work, and I think it's more offensive line. Like what they did last year, where you're in the playoffs, you're on the 1 yard line, and you pick an option play with Lamar Jackson. Come on, man. You have to, come on, Harbaugh. You have to rely on the running backs. At some point, you got Ingram, you got the other dude, you got some rookies.
He was gone.
Well, it showed that they trying to build.
Yeah. Yeah, so Ingram, he's gone. And we say Tennessee. You know, Tennessee is in the AFC.
Right. And I think they're going to be the ones. This is my pick representing the AFC. Now, we know that anybody that's NFC, they're going to have to prove their point against Tampa Bay. What did Tampa Bay lose? They got Evans back. They got Godwin. They got fucking Gronk. They got the other tight end. They got both of their running backs. I mean, they're fully stacked.
Antonio Brown coming back.
Antonio Brown. We didn't think contractually that would happen, but Tommy Boy pulled it off. And we got Antonio Brown, who is a serious threat.
Right.
So we know that in order to be champs of the NFC, you're gonna have to eliminate Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Period. That's gonna be one tough cookie.
Tough.
Yeah, like I said, because I mean, like nobody in the NFC really fears me like that because, you know, I believe the Cowboys will win the division, but they might
NFC
be 9-6. Yeah. Right. Well, yeah, the division, you know what I'm saying? They might be 9-6 or 8-8. I think, well, of course, New Orleans, they won't be the same because their quarterback is what's the boy's name?
When you talk about King and when you talk about Winston.
Right. Winston.
Here we go with the question: who's going to be the starter?
Well, Sean Payton said that he's going with he's pulling the trigger on Jameis Winston.
Over Hill? Wow. I think that's a mistake. That's just me.
Yeah, Sean Hill. I mean, the Hill kid. Yeah.
I think that's a mistake. Hill has proven down through the years that this guy can play any position offensively that you put him at.
I agree.
And I think that that's a huge mistake. I think Hill has proven that he's the guy that you need to go with. If I was the coach, I would go with Hill. And in the NFL now, it's hard to have a guy to play 100% healthy through the whole season. Winston is a sexy pick as a backup. That's just me.
Right. I agree.
Now, what about when you talk about the teams we ain't talking about? Okay, what about the Raiders? What about San Francisco? If you talk about the most competitive in the NFC, it would be the NFC West. When you talk about San Francisco, Arizona, the Rams,
and Seattle.
And Seattle.
Right.
Who knows what's coming from that? I really don't know.
Yeah, but the thing about it is like the quarterback situation. It's just like with like I want to go with like I want to see Chicago thrive. But I don't know as far as the quarterback situation between Trubisky and the rookie quarterback they just drafted from Ohio State. You know what I'm saying?
What's amazing about that situation is that they was not able to make some type of deal or something like a trade with Trubisky.
Right.
Which makes you wonder, how does the other teams think about Trubisky? If you can't try and go for a first round pick or try and go for some free agency or try and free up some money, why do they still have Trubisky? That's a good question. Is it that nobody is biting? Nobody wants the deal?
I don't know. I mean, I think, like I said, a lot of teams, they're pretty good at quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Either they got a quarterback of the future, or they got good, solid leadership quarterbacks. You know.
True.
I mean, you got, one big question for me is how's Dak going to return? You know what I'm saying? How Dak
that is. Listen, as a Cowboy fan, hold on, let me get another drink. That's a good question. Hold on.
$18 bottles of beer on the wall. 18 bottles of beer. If one of the bills have to fall, 17 bottles of beer on the wall. Sit down. Man, where's your folks at, man? God damn. Got my house looking like a damn halfway house.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir. I strongly feel like that. I said this last year, and I was wrong. I was totally wrong. I thought that last year was going to be the year of the running backs. If you look all the way across the board, the running backs didn't do that well. But I really think this year, with the fact that you can add running backs in the passing lane from the backfield, I think that's going to be the X factor. Which team has running backs that they can throw in the passing lane and create havoc? What you think?
I think that I want to see this rookie from Najee Harris over in Pittsburgh. One that Pittsburgh
picked
up. I really think that he's going to be rookie of the year. You know what I'm saying? I've been hearing a lot of great things about this kid. You know what I'm saying? How he can do it all. He's like a version of Eric Dickerson. You know what I'm saying?
The great Eric Dickerson.
Right. You know what I'm saying? The Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson, how he come out the backfield and you know what I'm saying, how he high steps and how he catches the ball. He can catch the ball away from his chest. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you what, now that you say that, that brings up another guy that we all kind of watching to see if he can have a stellar year like his rookie year in the NFC East, and that's Saquon Barkley. I mean, come on, let's just be real. Like this dude,
that's
something
good,
special.
Man. That's a good one right there, bro.
Saquon Barkley. So if he come back and he can stay healthy through a full season,
right?
Will he be the ultimate competition against Zeke, against Hearns over there in Philly, who came from Alabama? I mean,
for me, I like Zeke, but they don't utilize Zeke the proper way. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
When I say that, like I tell people all the time, like you have to run Zeke if you want Zeke to be successful and how he was. Go back and look at 1992 and 93 Emmitt Smith films.
Okay.
Every running play, every screenplay, every dig play, you pay attention to that.
Okay, well, tell me this.
Go ahead.
What made Emmitt Smith, when you talk about the Cowboys, what made Emmitt Smith so powerful was
the offensive game.
Well, his room visual. And what I mean by that playing running back is when you got a fullback in front of you.
That is, yeah. That's a very good point.
That is a forsaken position that needs to come back. When you talk about these guys that come from college, you know, Zeke came from Ohio State, badass, but he had a badass running back, fullback in front of him. Now, when you talk about, go ahead.
No, I agree with you. Like once again, look at the plays, not just the running plays. Look at the plays that Norv Turner ran with the Dallas Cowboys.
There it is, Norv Turner. There it is.
Yeah. Just mimic it. Just mimic it. Listen, we're gonna run. We're gonna pack it up with 10, and we got a fullback. And okay, Dak, you got your money. Shut the fuck up and let's run the ball.
Let's run the ball. And when you talk about these teams that are run based,
right,
you got to have the right combinations. And the right combinations is you got to have an elusive quarterback, right? That can scramble, so it keeps the defense honest. You got to have a good running back, but then when you throw that fullback in there,
right,
there you go where you can do your diversions, you can do your draws as run plays. Because I think that your screens. I think the team. Okay, when we talk about the team, we talked about it at first, which was Cleveland. What really made Cleveland deadly was that dual back that they had. When you talk about Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt,
right?
Like as a defense or defense coordinator, you're staying up all night. Like, how are we gonna stop?
Right.
Both of these dudes.
Right.
So when you talk about the most successful teams, you know, the analysts are saying that they think this year is going to be a more passing year. We're going to see breakout yardage from receivers. but I really think it's gonna come from the running back. That's just me.
I agree. I can totally agree because if it was a pass, if it was a pass league, then you wouldn't have individuals like Julio Jones leaving Atlanta playing
Whoa,
with Matt Ryan. You know what I'm saying? You
whoa!
wouldn't have. Go ahead.
I'm glad you brought that up. I totally forgot about that. Talk about an
Yeah,
X factor.
yeah.
When
I
you
mean,
talk about how is Tennessee going to run their schematic when you got a guy that draws triple cover?
and then you got King.
Are you gonna use him as a default? Or are
You
you
got
gonna use him
King.
as a dummy? And you got big Derrick Henry back there, and you got Tannehill who could drop dimes.
Yep.
It's interesting to see how Tennessee is going to run their offense.
I said the
We
same
know,
thing.
yeah, we know they got a prominent defense.
Right.
They got some young dogs that ain't afraid to drop it,
Right.
get in there and get into the mix. But keep in mind, Tennessee was one of the last finishers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Seattle. Well, one thing that makes me curious about Seattle is Seattle, most people, when they think about Seattle, they're thinking more of the offense. Where back in the day, when you thought about Seattle, you thought about the Legion of Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Right or wrong. You thought about, man, they got the right personnel defensively to run whatever schematic that they want to run. What about now?
And then, and with Seattle, with Seattle, I'll say this because they haven't had the success that they had ever since Marshawn Lynch left.
Woo! At the running game. You right about that?
Greatest Russell Wilson is and everything, his escapability and everything. They just haven't they haven't been in the NFC championships. They haven't went as deep as they wanted to in the playoffs because at the end of the day, you can put a spy on Russell Wilson and we know what he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But those receivers, we can tighten them down. But that running game, ever since Marshawn have left, they have been trying. They'd had Penny, they'd had the other guy from Oklahoma, they'd had
Yeah, the
running
dude
back,
from
running back,
right, the dude
running back.
from the Irish. When you
Right,
talk
from Notre
about
Dame.
P. Ryan,
Right, right.
then they had all these guys, and when you talk about, I say the most threat, if he can stay healthy, is Carson.
It's Carson.
220 pounds, or maybe more than that. This dude run about a 4.5 in the 40. This dude, when he runs downhill,
Yeah,
not too many guys want to hit him. Not too many
yeah.
guys want to go up head up with this guy.
But he never stays healthy.
He never stays healthy.
Well,
And that's a problem.
well,
That's a problem.
so you know, um,
Okay, if we go into the AFC, you know, in the AFC, it's all about which quarterback is going to rise to the occasion. To me, the guy I watched a lot last year,
mm,
and this dude got the goods, despite their outcome. You know who that guy is? Goddamn Herbert for the Chargers.
oh, okay, okay.
This dude, what are he like 6'5",
Yeah, he's a quarterback.
240, 250 pounds, quarterback, big white boy.
Right.
He can read the field. He can
Big
drop the
move.
dimes.
Got a big ass arm.
I really think that the Chargers is going to elevate when you talk about the LA market above the Raiders.
Well, you know, the
I really
Raiders are in
believe that.
Vegas. Well, you know, the Raiders are in Vegas. So the only
Right.
two teams.
They still in that West Coast market.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're right. Because Nevada is new to this system.
I like the Chargers. I like them, and they got a good. I don't know. They got a good defense. They got a good special team. They got a good all around team.
Yes.
But like you say, it's just a lot of meat on that bone out there. You know what I'm saying? In California, it's a lot of meat out there, man. Shit,
That's a big market, man. That's I mean, you really got to put it.
Like I mean, they won't outshine the Rams.
There it is.
They won't outshine the Rams. They won't outshine 49ers.
Will they outshine Arizona?
Hell no, because you got that Mighty Mouse out there, boy. Him and Fitzgerald and DeAndre Hopkins. Shit, and now they got who they fucking picked up. And they picked up somebody, man. Hold on a minute. Let me see who they picked up. They picked up. I just saw it. God
go
damn.
Google that. Go and do research.
You have to, man. Hold on a minute.
Because I know you're talking about. They picked up. I think it was a free agent.
Oh, J.J. Watt. That's what I didn't have to Google it. J.J. Watt.
Come on, man. Yeah. Now we thought J.J. Watt was gonna go to Philadelphia, not Philadelphia.
Pittsburgh. You gonna go out there with his brother, him and TJ and JJ. Right.
But can you imagine J.J. Watt with that offensive line and that young talent that they got on their defense?
Well, I say, man, shit.
Hey, Mary is giving you more than you expected. Mary is giving you more than you. Come on, like the last dude, I think it was Elway and a couple other guys that had. I think Russell Wilson was the same. That translated from baseball. They could go into baseball as a pitcher, right?
Right.
And now they playing quarterback. Less trauma on their arm, less throws. So if you look at it, man, what is the true outcome of this? And all I can say is in the West, it's going to be about defense. Clearly, in the NFC West, it's going to be which defense can stay the healthiest. When you talk about San Fran, when you talk about Arizona, when you talk about Seattle, and when you talk about the Rams, of course, we automatically assume that the Rams is going to be the dominant defense. When you talk about Aaron Donald, who is a fucking alien, greatest defensive line player that we've seen in a long time. What the offense is going to do with Matthew Stafford? Now, this thing, will McVay go more pass happy? Or will he rely on the play action? That's my question to you. When you talk about the Rams, when you talk about the West, will McVay relinquish his obsession with just passing? And will he finally say, okay, we're going to run the ball and we're going to be efficient? You know what I mean?
Right.
So my question to you is, out of the NFC West, which we don't know which team is going to rise, but if you was to think defensively, which team out of the West has the most threatening defense? Is it the Rams automatically? Mm-hmm. That season getting close. We got to talk about football because we're football fans. And, we got to analyze this thing. So that season getting close. September is the sweet spot. That season's going to start back. 17 games. I mean, it's going to be an interesting season. And to see who's going to rise to the occasion. And I really think that the front office doing what they got to do. But come on, man, that deal where if your team just so happened to fall short due to COVID, we automatically consider that as a loss. That's going to fuck up the math when you talk about the NFL. Like, that's just my opinion. When you talk about a team that's trying to fight to get into the postseason, and because of outside interference, you're eliminated. Like, this is no longer about your depth chart. Well, you got 5 guys as starters, and they can't play. So, okay, we got depth chart. We can figure. But when you say, if you got this many guys, we're going to eliminate your team and just call it a loss. That, come on, man, that's fucked up. What is that going to do to the NFL season? Thank God the NBA is not doing this. We had a great NBA series. We had a great NBA playoffs. It was very competitive, very entertaining, and you just couldn't keep your eyes off of it. What is that going to do to football? When you talk about you got your yeah, I heard when you got your team, they're doing great. They're doing great. Look like they're gonna make some serious moves. The next thing you know, you get a EN report. 80% of your team came back down with the coach.
What happened here? Hold on a minute.